Welcome to our spiritual channel Ali Sufi 123. The transient sensual pleasures are just like clouds in the infinite sky of awareness. 5 or 10 minutes of sensual pleasures greatly reduces your capacity to enjoy the ecstasy of remaining detached from things thoughts the rest of your time. And the more you become incapable of enjoying your detachment from objects, the more your mind tends to lean towards the objects in order to feel fulfilled. But this is how it makes the moments of your detachment from the objects more painful instead of ecstatic. And again your mind leans towards getting attached to the objects more desperately. Once such vicious circle is created, it becomes so painful to step out of it. If you could afford to remain attached to the object 24 hours a day for eternity, it would be perfectly okay to remain attached to the objects. But neither are you immortal, nor are you animal who can afford to remain attached to the objects throughout the day. They don't need to earn money. So they don't need extra time to invest in making money. Yet they can't remain attached to the objects incessantly. They need to search for foods. Searching for foods cause them to detach themselves from the objects temporarily. This short period of detachment feels very painful to them. When they manage to get something to eat, they go for getting attached to the objects of enjoyment in order to feel fulfilled. As they get more time opportunity to remain attached to the objects, they can remain in a state of fulfillment longer than we do. But their moments of detachment are also much more painful than ours. Out of feeling the pain of detachment, they get up very early in the morning in order to get attached to the objects again. This is how they live. They don't grow in happiness. If you go on living like animals, you will also be unable to grow in happiness. And you can't afford to remain attached to the objects like animals either. Such attachment will destroy your body, will not allow you to invest your time in making money. And still your mind will pull you towards objects more because of losing the capacity to remain ecstatic in the moments of remaining detached from the objects more. And detachment is eternal. Before you were born, you were detached from everything. And death will ultimately pull you from all the objects you are attached to very ruthlessly. If you don't get in tune with that eternal detachment, death is going to be the most painful experience for you. The pain you feel in your moments of temporary detachments are just the glimpses of the pain of death. So, get merged with the infinite sky of detachment before you die. Don't get attached to the fleeting clouds, howsoever beautiful they look. Nobody is wealthy enough to remain attached to the objects incessantly. Attachments make the body tired, the mind restless. This tiredness of the body, restlessness of the mind makes them incapable of using their body to get attached to the objects again. This incapability lets them remain at ease just for a short period of time. Once their body gets ready to be attached, they are again pulled by the objects. But the bodies start becoming weaker in the course of time. On the other hand, attachment to the objects start getting more sticky. The moments of detachment also start becoming more painful instead of becoming ecstatic. So, instead of seeking the transitory intoxication of attachment, seek the ecstasy of detachment, which is eternal. Growing in happiness, ecstasy fulfillment is only possible if you align yourself more with the moments of detachment. And you've to grow in happiness to such extent that your whole existence become happiness itself. Only then the desire to do something in order to gain some happiness will disappear, because you're already bursting in happiness. You've to be so happy that even death can't take your happiness. Before death comes, get prepared to give it a good fight by your inexhaustible happiness.